Hey guys, welcome back. Today I have 3 different breakfast ideas that are low carb and keto friendly. We are making some homemade keto low carb granola. We are making some keto low carb bagels, and we are also making some Starbucks inspired egg bites. Completely different than anything you've ever seen. I promise this recipe is going to change the game. So please stay tuned and let me know if you are going to try any of these recipes. So first things first is we are going to start our homemade low-carb, keto-friendly granola. These are what I'm going to use if you wanted to add seeds, like pumpkin seeds, chia seeds. You could do whatever. I try to stay away from chia seeds because they upset my stomach. The reason why I'm going ahead and making this is because my family was obsessed with the coconut clusters, the keto coconut clusters from Costco. And I was like, look, let me try my hand at making some. I do have some unsweetened coconut. Let me grab that. So I have some unsweetened coconut flakes. Make sure they are unsweetened, okay? I have some pecans, some walnuts, and some almonds. For me, I mean, if you were going to go to Costco, probably been cheaper to pick it up from Costco, but Walmart, other than like Costco, has been the cheapest place. So we're going to throw that in there. We're going to use some vanilla extract, some ground cinnamon. We have 6 packets of whole earth sweetener or 1 tablespoon, whatever you want to use. You can use like ghee, or if you wanted to use like coconut oil, you can use that, but we're going to use some Kerrygold butter. A couple tablespoons of almond flour. This is just the Costco brand. And then we're also going to use this Chalk Zero maple pecan syrup. If you guys wanted to get your hands on some of this, it's really, really good. I have a link down below with like a discount code and everything for Chalk Zero, but you guys know Chalk Zero is the MVP in this house. So yeah, this is going to be super simple. So let me get the camera on the tripod and we will get to work. So I have a large mixing bowl and I'm going to start going ahead and adding everything in. These are just some almonds. Again, you guys can use whatever your little heart desires, but I'm going to go through with a 1/2 cup of almonds and just pour those in there. Toss them in there. We're going to go in with the walnuts. These are just the walnut halves. We're going to take about a 1/2 cup of those. A little more, a little less. Toss those in there. And then we're going to go in with a 1/2 cup of, oh, that was pecans. These are walnuts. Walnuts, pecans, and almonds. All the good fat. 1/2 cup-ish. Okay. We have our oven preheated to 300 degrees, so that's what you're hearing. I'm just going to mix this up. I feel like this is small. We're going to add in, we're going to double this actually. We're going to do a cup of each because I feel like this is a really small batch. So let's do a cup of each because I want this to last for the whole week. And, you know, I can have it with like yogurt, or Leo you could just have it for a snack, and my kids will eat it too. So I want to make sure there's enough. All right, next up I'm going to go in. These are the whole earth sweetener packs. Because I am doubling this recipe, I'm adding 12 of them. But if you guys have just like a bag of, you know, whatever sweetener you use, you're going to do 2 tablespoons. Again, we're doubling this recipe, okay? I will link this down below as well. Like I said, we did really enjoy the coconut clusters from Costco, and this is kind of what we're using to replace that with. I'm just going to mix that up. Make sure everything gets coated with the sweetener. I'm going to add the unsweetened coconut flakes. Again, 1 cup. Make sure they are unsweetened. That's going to make a whole hell of a difference. We're going to go in with the almond flour. We're going to add in 6 tablespoons of that. Mix that all around. This is really, really simple. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, just trying to give you guys some ideas on what you can have for any type of breakfast ideas for you and your family. Even though if you are on the keto low carb lifestyle, there's, you know, we can all eat and we can all eat good. So, all right, next up, I'm gonna add some pure vanilla extract. We're gonna go in with 2 teaspoons of that. Toss that over there. I had to buy some more extract because Ray has been baking for her class, so she's been using it a lot. And then I'm gonna wipe this little measurement off, and then we're gonna go in with 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. Next up, I have some melted butter. This is 4 tablespoons of that Carrie's butter. I'm just gonna dump that into here and mix that all around. This is literally kind of like a dump and go recipe, which is nice. I feel like all the recipes we're sharing today for breakfast ideas, they're all gonna be really simple and something that you could just have, you can make up, you know, Sunday night before the week starts. If you're at home e-learning, or if you're doing hybrid learning like we are, well, we're doing e-learning, but then you don't have to worry about, you know, throwing together a breakfast real quick. You know, you'll have something in the fridge ready to go for everybody. The girls love this stuff with like their yogurts, or they just like to snack on it in between classes. So this could also be a great idea for a like mid-afternoon snack. So that looks really good. I'm gonna take this out. Next up is going to be the Chalk Zero. If you guys can see, for some reason it's like really bright in the house right now. There we go. This is the maple pecan syrup. They have just maple syrup as well, but I thought the maple pecan would be kind of good. And we're gonna add in 4 tablespoons of that. Okay. There's a dog down the street that's always barking, and Benny like barks back at him. Have you guys seen that TikTok where he's like, "What's your name?" Tony. I don't know, maybe just us. That's like our favorite video, because that's like Benny and every dog in the neighborhood. What's your name? Tony. All right, just mixing that. Oh man, that looks really, really good. Make sure everything is mixed nice. It's nice and sticky. This is going to be something that if it goes as well as the coconut clusters did, I'm going to be making every week just to have on hand. Especially, you know, because I told you I'm trying to stay away from a lot of like overly processed stuff and trying to make a lot of my stuff homemade. So I got nothing but time being at home all the time, so. But all right, here is that. Doesn't that look gorgeous? So we have a cookie sheet that we're gonna go ahead and place that on. All right, so right here, I just have my cookie sheet, and I'm gonna try to just dump that all on there. And you're just gonna make sure. So this is gonna go into our oven that has preheated at 300 degrees for about 10-15 minutes. Don't overcook it because it will taste bad. So 10-15 minutes, and then we will be back, but it already looks so good. Okay, so let's pull out our granola. And here it is. All right, so here is that granola. Just gonna go ahead, give it a couple tosses. And that's it. Looks so good. Smells even better. Guys, this is for sure. This is going to be in rotation. You need to make this. If you don't make anything out of this whole thing, you make these. This is delicious. Oh man, that's so freaking good. This is going to be a problem, but keto low carb granola, my friends. Homemade, from my kitchen to yours. Next up is going to be This is going to be a request. My daughter Rhea actually requested for bagels. She loves bagels. I love bagels. We're bagel people. And, you know, obviously we're trying to live better lives around here. So we're going to do bagels using fathead dough. I have a love-hate relationship with fathead dough because I love it. It's freaking delicious. But, gosh, I try to stay away from so much cheese. And fathead dough is basically just a bunch of cheese. But we're going to make it, and it's going to be really good. So you could eat these bagels just as a bagel with some cream cheese on top, or you can use them and just kind of keep them in the fridge and then cut them in half and then maybe make bagel, sorry about that, make bagel sandwiches out of them, which I like to do myself. So anyways, let's start on our fathead dough. Again, love fathead dough. It doesn't necessarily have to be only for savory meals. You could sweeten it up and make cinnamon rolls out of it. I have videos dedicated to just fathead dough recipes. I've done pizza puffs with it. The possibilities are endless, okay? This is a great staple dough, so if you're new to keto or a low-carb lifestyle, this will be a great recipe for you. Okay, so we're gonna go in with some shredded cheese. This is just the Walmart shredded cheese. Some people do not like to use the shredded cheese. They like to buy the bricks of like mozzarella and shred it themselves. You do you, boo. I just took the easier way, okay? So going in with 2.5 cups. We're gonna go in with the Philadelphia cream cheese. I like to use Philadelphia cream cheese because it has the lowest carb count for any cheeses, like cream cheeses. But, you know, whatever you can get your hands on, you do you. We're not judgy around here. We're not that type of people. So, we're gonna go in with 3 ounces of this cream cheese. So you just toss the cream cheese in with the mozzarella cheese, and you're just gonna toss this in the microwave. You're gonna melt it down. I do 30-second increments, and then just kind of keep stirring around until everything's done, and it's gonna turn into like a big cheese ball, which is what you want. So 30 minutes, 30 seconds, you know, stir, 30 seconds stir until everything is all melted, okay? Okay, so I just pulled this out. This cooked now for about, probably about a minute and 20, and it's making its cheesy mix here. So you just want to make sure you get everything all off the sides. Keep mixing until we get a really smooth consistency. And also before, because you're going to add some eggs to this, okay? Before you go ahead and dump in those eggs, make sure the cheese doesn't have any hot spots because it'll cook up the eggs. I figured that out the hard way. So we got that in there. We're gonna go in with some almond flour, 1.5 cups of almond flour. We're gonna add in 2 teaspoons of baking powder. We want them to rise, right? And then we're gonna add 1 egg in. We're gonna add 2 eggs, but 1 egg at a time. The thing I will warn you about with fathead dough is it's very sticky. So that's normal. It's kind of tacky and kind of hard to work with. So, oh, that was a double yolk. Okay, so we're gonna stay mixing. Your oven is going to be preheating at 400 degrees. I will link all these recipes down below so you guys could check them out. You could, I think a lot of people season these bagels with like sesame seeds or everything but the bagel. We don't like them kind of bagels. I don't like the everything but the bagel seasoning. I think that stuff's gross. I know people go hard for it, but not me. And we don't like sesame seeds. So. I have a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. It must be parchment paper. My hands are literally dripping wet, okay? You're gonna take your dough. I hope you can see over here. And make sure your hands are wet, okay? And you're going to just roll it out. And you're gonna start making your bagel. All right, so I was like, why is this stuff so sticky to my hands? You have to oil your hands first, okay? That's what the people suggested. So washed hands first from, you know, mixing up your dough. And then our oven is ready, preheated at 400. And then start combining your bagels. That's a little tiny bagel, but there you go. Again, I told you, it's not the easiest dough to work with. If you had one of those like pans that you can kind of, you know, like the donut pans or whatever, that would be freaking awesome right now. But I don't have one of those. So you're just gonna kind of stretch it out. You know, it is cheesy, so it does have some flex to it. And do like that. Okay, so here are our bagels, and we're gonna go ahead and cook them in the oven for about 15 minutes until they get brown and toasty. Yeah, I mean, probably wasn't the most aesthetically appeasing ones, you know, pleasing ones, but you know, we did our thing. So into the oven, these will go at 400 degrees for about 15 minutes. All right, here are my bagels. Look, I'm well aware it's missing this one got a little bit of a hole. They're more like croissants. They're good. They're good. But I mean, I don't think they look half bad at all.
They're not bad. They look like when I made my biscuits.
Yeah, but these are bagels. If you had the thing that keeps the hole in the middle, you would be like way better off, like the sheet. But you could serve these hot, which I'm going to do. But I'm going to just let these cool for a second, and I'm gonna have Rhea run on and get the, hold on, my sister's calling. I'm gonna run and get the air fryer from downstairs, and we're gonna toast them up that way. All right, so here are the bagels. I just cut them in half, and then this is gonna be for Rhea, okay? So I have this cream cheese. This is just a jalapeno cream cheese dip that she found at the store that she wanted. So we're gonna put that on there. And we're gonna let her try it out. All right, Ray, you ready for your bagel? Your homemade bagel? She's been dying for a bagel since she's had her braces off too.
I'm a connoisseur in bagels.
All right, Ray.
Love me a bagel.
I'm gonna try one. She doesn't want to be on. I'm gonna try the other half. These are good.
I'm sure.
Would you recommend this to our friends?
Yeah.
Definitely, you can't go wrong with the fathead dough. So definitely recommend the bagels. I would recommend getting like the donut shaper thing, just so you can get a better shape with them. But these sit in the fridge good for 4 days in a container. Just toast it when you cut into it. And that's it. So bagels. I would add some like ham to it too, and do like a little sandwich. That's how I would eat it. But just with the cream cheese, you could even do like butter or peanut butter. That would be really good too. We are going to do some egg bites. I know you guys have probably seen these egg bites all over the place. I know. They're a family favorite for our family, and I've been doing them a little bit differently, and I wanted to share the recipe with you guys because I feel like it really does make them so much more fluffier and thicker and filling. So what you're going to need, I just have one of these Good Culture cottage cheeses. You can use whatever cottage cheese you have on hand, but this is what I have. You're only going to need about 4 tablespoons. We're going to do a whole dozen, so we're going to do 12 egg bites, okay? So we're going to use 4 tablespoons of this cottage cheese. We're going to use this smoked uncured ham because I want to finish it up. I'm just going to take up a couple pieces. You can do bacon, sausage, or you can just do a ton of veggies, whatever you want, but we're going to do some of this ham. We're going to take 10 eggs. So we got some eggs right there. And we're still going to be using that mozzarella that you guys see me, that we've been using basically throughout this whole video. But if you wanted to use whatever cheese you have on hand to do that, but it's going to be 1 cup of whatever shredded cheese you choose to use, and some salt and pepper for seasoning. So that's how we're going to do it. But here's the thing. Instead of just mixing it up in your bowl, we're going to blend it. So add all your eggs to one blender. So crack up your 10 eggs, throw in your 4 tablespoons of cottage cheese and your 1 cup of mozzarella and your salt and pepper. We're going to toss that in here, and then we're going to throw it in this little bake tin. I got some cute little Halloween cupcake holders that I've had, so we're going to use those, but this is really simple. This is why, you know, I just wanted to throw it in there to give you guys just an idea, and my kids love them. So, and so does like me and Leo. So, all right, stop talking. Let's do this. Okay, so in here, you know, I have the 10 eggs, the 1 cup of shredded mozzarella, 4 tablespoons of the cottage cheese. I did add in some chives, some salt, pepper, and garlic. Again, I used this Good Culture one because it's like really good. It's probably the best cottage cheese I've ever had. So if you guys can find this, I get mine at Costco, but it's definitely worth it. So anyways, we're gonna go ahead, put the top on here. Make sure we're all good. Press down. And did I plug in? I did. And we're going to just put it on high. All right, so the key is, you see how the eggs are like real fluffy and like bubbly? That's what you want, okay? So I have my cupcake tin lined with some of these little things. Like I said, I did Halloween to make it festive, but you can use whatever you have. And I am going to go through and I will spray them with some like non-cook spray just to be safe. I know a lot of people use those like reusable cake things, and I try those, guys, but they don't work for me. I wish they did, because they always stick and they're like annoying to clean. So that's done. Right here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of ham. I'm going to dice that up, and if we need more I can use more, but we're just going to sprinkle them throughout the muffins, okay? If you were thinking about macros, you're going to want to go ahead and then just put everything in and divide it among servings. So we have that. And let's bring over our tin. And let's get to work. So what I'm going to do with my mixture, because since this doesn't have like, and it's super, super, super thick and creamy, okay? I'm just going to ladle it out. You guys can see. This might be a couple batches, so, which doesn't suck, because then I could freeze some of these as well, okay? Okay, so here are the cups. I actually was able to go ahead and use them all, so this might be actually just too much ham. We'll see. I'm just kind of taking a finger, whoop, took that whole chunk with me, and just sprinkling it throughout. I sprinkled some more chives on there because I like them, and I think it gives it a little something, makes it a little bougie spectacular there. And yeah, so we still have like a little bit, but the kids could snack on that, not a big deal. And I'm just gonna go through and I'm going to just top it with some black pepper, and we will put this in the oven. I am gonna put this on top of a cookie dish because I did go a little high with them and they will rise, but I think they should be okay. So I'm gonna top it with some black pepper in the oven, 325, 30-40 minutes depending on your oven, okay? All right, my friends, they are all done. Don't they look beautiful? So good. I'm gonna let them cool a few minutes before I take them out, but you could see like the chunks of ham. I went through and I did the macros, and these are just less than 1 carb per serving. So if you guys were interested in that. Here they are. They look so good. And then you could see the little Halloween cups too. So just, you know, like I said, if your kids are home and you're like me and you're just trying to get through it, but now they have breakfast and it's festive. We're all about the festive stuff. So I'm going to cut into this so you can see how they came out. So here is the side view. You guys can see the side view. They're really nice and fluffy. You can still see all the marks on there from the cups. We're gonna take our spoon and just slice into there. And then here you go. You could see you could see some of the cheese, the egg, everything. So I'll take a bite. They were so good, so light, so airy. Definitely add that cottage cheese, my friends. Makes a world of difference.